Hello everybody and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading, and this particular reading today is going to be messages from your future self. Okay, and we are going to have 4 different piles that we can choose from here, and the first pile, I put words on each one here. So the first pile has wish, the second pile has dream, the third pile has hope, and the fourth pile has fly. And basically you're going to just kind of go with your gut instinct with whichever pile is drawing you in the most. It could be based on pile or on the words on the pile, you know, just however you're most drawn into. And when you're drawn to your particular pile, you can go to the description and look for timestamps, and then you can go directly to your pile for your reading. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you and thank you very much for coming to the channel here. And after you've looked at your reading, if you like it, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos when they come out. And I would also like to ask you to please give the video a thumbs up if you like it, and to share with your friends and family. All of those things help us grow on YouTube. It helps the YouTube algorithm know to share our video with other people so that we can grow as a channel, and we do appreciate all those things. So we're going to give you a moment or two to reflect on the piles, and like I said, there will be timestamps in the description so that you can go to your particular pile, and we'll see you at your reading. Okay, pile 1, welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the word wish, we have a love oracle card here that we'll put aside and look at a little later. Remember, these are messages from your future self, so just things that your future self would like you to know or have you think about things right now. So here we go. We got the 2 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Snake. Okay, let's see here. Well, it looks to me like, first of all, there has been somebody that has been deceitful or treacherous or lying, and I think it's somebody that has not had your best interest at heart, because we do have the Queen of Swords and the Snake card, and in this case I see the Snake as being more lying, deceitful, treacherous kind of energy on this particular card. And then we also have this Queen of Swords, and the queens of any suit usually are very positive energies, or a lot of times can be, you know, because they're at the upper level of their suit. But in this particular reading, for some reason, this queen reminds me of the queen in Snow White, almost. And that person was full of deceit and treachery, and you know, she was trying to kill off Snow White and stuff, and so she did not have her best interest at heart. And I feel like that there might be somebody like that in your life, or somebody that's been kind of influencing things in your life recently. that has that type of energy involved with them. Because, the swords cards, a lot of times, they deal with aggression and, power struggles and some of that kind of stuff sometimes. They also sometimes deal with the way we perceive things, or the things that are in our head. And I do think this has caused some sort of distress. This Nine of Swords shows, that there's been some sort of distress here, things that, keeping you awake at night, or that you had bad thoughts about or worried about, and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking that that whatever this is, that has been kind of an issue. And we do have a few other swords cards, though, that I think kind of might show a little bit different energy and a little bit better energy. We have the Knight of Swords here, and this particular one is really, I really like this one, because it shows, a very caring, loving relationship with this dragon, and somebody who can put out that type of energy towards this dragon. A lot of times knights are the ones that go out and do the fighting, and they're assertive, and they daring and that kind of thing. And I do think that you do need to be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more daring, because we do have the Hierophant from the same set. And it's interesting that this Hierophant basically utilizes the dragon for their own purpose. They have a relationship with the dragon where they're able to use it for power and to accomplish whatever, things that they wanted to accomplish. And so I kind of see, you having that kind of ability as well. Excuse me, allergies are really acting up lately. Okay, so because of that, even though there's somebody in your inner circle that has been causing some sort of issues, problems, deceit, that kind of thing, especially, I think this definitely deals with a relationship, probably. It's either they didn't want you to be in that relationship, or they didn't think the relationship was good for you, or they wanted that person in their life instead, or, some type of energy like that. Basically, there's some sort of energy where they were trying to keep you apart, I think. But it's interesting that I think, and I do think it's somebody in your inner circle too, because I think that is represented by the Three of Cups here. But even with that energy going on, even with that deceit and that treachery, I even kind of see the treachery a little bit with the Ace of Cups, because it has to do with your emotions. And this one has a wolf involved, which I'm still thinking the fairy tale theme for some reason, but wolves in fairy tales are ones that come and steal things, or cause problems, or whatever. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here is dealing with your emotions, and it's somebody in your inner circle, and it's caused you some distress and some issues. But I see the strength, and not even strength so much as persistence, honesty, compassion, warmth, those type of feelings, those kinds of things. I think if you have those kind of qualities and you put those forth, that this situation will get resolved in a better way than what it has so far. Because we also have the King of Wands. And he can see the whole big picture. He's also very daring and bold and full of optimism. And I really kind of see with, these cards that have that daring, that boldness, that optimism involved with them. The Knight of Pentacles too. He's practical, he's stoic, he's steady, he's patient. So I kind of see both energies going on, being, stoic and patient and stay the course, but also being bold, courageous, optimistic, wish, that's an optimistic word right off the bat, because maybe you're wishing for things to be different or whatever, and that's fine, because I think this is going to require some quiet strength and some persistence on your part. And I think that that's the message that's kind of coming through here. Let's look at this Love Oracle card that we pulled, since I do feel like this does have to do with your love life in specific. Reconciliation's the card that we have, and it says someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay, so this could mean a couple of different things, and I think it might be different for each of you depending on your specific circumstance. Maybe this treachery has caused a split with somebody that you really wanted to be with, somebody you're really close to. And if that's the case, maybe they're the ones that are going to come back and you guys will reconcile and get back together, which would be really cool. Or it could be that the treachery and deceit was with your old partner or old person, and they left you, and now somebody else from your past is going to come back into your life, and it's going to be a really good reunion and a really good reconciliation. So it could be either of those type of energies, or even a third kind of a hybrid of the two would be that somebody outside caused a split up with this one person, but then somebody else from your past is going to come back into your life and be a part of your life, and you're going to reconcile. So, you know, it could be either one. I would like to pull an oracle sphere here to see if there's any other a word or something else that might help along here. Fire. Okay, well, we do have the wands energy that I was talking about and all these dragon energies, and so I'm thinking this just has to do with your passions, your fiery passions and emotions. And I think it also has to do with that strength I was telling you about, and that boldness I was telling you about earlier, that you kind of need to be bold and you know, go forward, but not to the point of causing all kinds of explosions and problems and things like that, but more just looking out for yourself, not hibernating in yourself, being bold in such a way that you know, don't kind of be a mouse and be meek off here, you know, use the dragon energy, but you notice, like I said, it's that calm dragon energy that, you know, you notice how, you know, this dragon isn't spitting fire, but she's petting its nose and she's very compassionate towards it, and that kind of, but it's still, that strong energy is still there, and that fire energy is still available. So I kind of feel like that's where you need to go here. Let's pull a few charms out of the bucket here, not too many. Okay, we got hope, so keep hope up, keep wishing, keep hope, because we also have an F, so once again, fire, I think, kind of goes forward with that one. Bulldog, see, yeah, the bulldog energy of not giving up, being tenacious, that's the fire energy I'm talking about, the bulldog energy of holding on, keep steady, don't let go, don't give up, you know, keep having hope. That's where, you know, like I said, the King of Wands and all that, that's where all that comes in. Because we do have the Circle Love Charm as well. So, like I said, I really feel like this has to do with love, this message specifically. Good night, good night, good night. Whenever that one comes up, I always kind of think of good memories at nighttime, or having a good night. And it's interesting that you have kind of the nightmare card here with the Nine of Swords. So I'm thinking that this has to do with you need to steady yourself before you go to sleep, calm these fiery energies, calm these other things. That goes along with this Home Sweet Home heart card, is make your home such a place, especially before you go to sleep at night, a nice, happy, cheerful, optimistic, hopeful place, where your wishes and things, you know, can come and manifest, where we get rid of the nightmare energy and have a good night. Because I think that that's something that you guys need to work on. I believe a lot of you are not getting very good sleep. You're having some issues with that, and that you need to work on your Home Sweet Home, and keep that persistent energy going, so that you can get through this energy here of this not sleeping well, and having some bad dreams and nightmares, and or just not, you know, tossing, turning, you know, just whatever at nighttime. Because I think that that's the other message that you guys need, is, you know, be able to sleep better. Excuse me, my throat really giving me some issues today. Okay, so I think that that's the message that's coming through from your future self. I really hope that this was helpful to you. If you liked the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of pick-a-pile tarot readings. Most of them are timeless. We also have courses on how to read tarot. And some card flip-throughs where we go through different decks. So all of those might be of interest to you, and we love to see you. Check those out, and we'll see you in future readings. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the word dream on this particular pile 2. And we have a Love Oracle card here. We'll check out later on in the reading, see if there's any other message in there for you guys. Remember, this is messages from your future self. So this might be whatever your future self would like for you to hear right now. So here we go. We got the 8 of Wands. And the 5 of Wands. Ooh, some nice Wands energy. 3 of Pentacles. The Magician, the 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to put that with that one. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Pentacles, lots of Pentacle cards too, the 8 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the Coffin card. Okay. Now, generally, I kind of see some ending coming here, some getting out of one type of energy and moving on to another. Is kind of what I'm seeing here, because, you know, this generally either deals with a loss or an ending, the Coffin card does. And it is a Pentacle card. It's a 9, which is, you know, towards the end of a completion of something. You have quite a few Pentacle cards here, but I really feel like this one is, you're on the verge of something ending. And I really think that it is probably something, wow, okay, I'm trying to think of what's coming through here. I think you guys are getting ready to have a change of fortune in your life. Something's getting ready to flip. And I think, honestly, with you guys picking the word dream and with these Wands cards, I really feel like it has something to do with, it's a good idea to pursue your dreams right now, okay? If that makes any sense. Because I think it's going to be very good for you. I think it's time for this to end. It's time for, you guys have suffered some sort of loss recently. It could be your home, it could be your health. I think it's health related for some of you. I really feel like some of you guys have dealt with some, you know, I'm hearing things like heart attack and you know, some things that might have waylaid you a little bit, or might have made you maybe you weren't able to work because of it, or it kind of held you back some. And I think it's health related for quite a few of you, but it might just be you lost your job or some other type of loss like that. But I really, for some reason, health is what's really kind of come forward for me for several of you. Most of you actually. So I think a lot of this is health related, that you guys have been dealing with your health and some issues with your health. But that is coming to an end now, that you have some better things coming down the pike here. We have a 2 of Swords, which often means a stalemate, or maybe 2 paths you can take, or in this case, you know, you notice how they're fighting, but they can't each progress. They're each kind of stuck, and I'm kind of seeing you guys feel like you're stuck right now, that you haven't been able to progress and move along with you. But I really, I feel dreams are really coming in here. I think it's time to follow your dreams and your wishes and your hopes here. Uh, Maybe even what you actually literally have been dreaming, not just what you would like to have happen in your dreaming of, but what you've been dreaming in your sleep. I see that as being something because Wands cards, we have so many Wands here. Wands cards deal with spirit, and I think spirit as well might be trying to give you some messages, might be trying to tell you something, might be giving you some guidance and some information, and that it might be coming through in your dreams. And so I think the message might be pay attention to your dreams. But I also feel like it needs to be follow your dreams. Now's the time to do that. But we also have, this Eight of Wands here where there's a message coming in, carrying messages here with this bird. And so I really feel like spirit, and maybe even your future self, but spirit in general, it has been trying to communicate something to you, has been trying to tell you something. I'm not sure if you're picking up on any of those messages or not, but I think it's important to know that they are trying to give you messages. They are trying to tell you something, and that you need to pay attention to those messages, that there's something there that will help you. Because we also have a new beginning card here, the Ace of Pentacles. So we have the ending card and the new beginning card here, which I really love, because I think that that's showing that it's time to move forward, it's time to move on, and that's where the Wheel of Fortune comes in as well. It's time to flip your fortunes around, it's time to move the wheel, turn it to a different era in a different way. And that's where the Ace of Pentacles comes in. And Pentacles deals with our health as well, and our body. And so I see a new time to turn. And maybe some of you guys haven't suffered this loss. Maybe it's just it's a possibility you might. And so this is a warning to you to change things around, change things up a little bit before you suffer this loss. Maybe it's time to change your health matters or what you're doing with your health. For some reason, I really feel like this is very health related for a good portion of you. And that it's time to start a new leaf. It's time to turn over a new leaf. It's time to change things up. It's time to move things forward. Because the 5 is a change card. 5s are very much a change, and it's time to do that. It's time to make that change. It's time to move things around. We also have the Wands and the 3 of Pentacles, and Wands are also creative energies, and the 3s are creative numbers and creative energies as well. And then we have the Magician, who is very creative. He can create things out of thin air, basically. So if this is not related to your health, if you guys feel like you're very, very healthy and you're doing things very well health-wise and things have not been an issue that way, then maybe the message for you guys is that it's time to tap into your creativity. It's time to do things, your creative souls. And it's time to utilize that now. It's time to be creative. It's time to pursue your creative pursuits, whatever those might be, or to be creative in fixing situations that are coming up. But somehow creativity is following in here somewhere. And there are messages coming through from Spirit that you guys need to pay attention to too. That's where the Wands is coming in as well. So I really feel like those are kind of the messages that are coming through. Is either you have had a bad time with your health and now things are going to get better, or that you need to watch out for your health and change things up that you've been doing before things get worse, and before things, it's time to come into a new way of looking at things and change things up. And so that's kind of the energy of the reading, is time for things to change. So I think you guys will have a clue what that's pertaining to based on what we've been saying. Okay, let's look at our love oracle card here, in case we have any messages for your love life. Here we've got playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So that kind of goes along with the change cards as well. Because maybe you haven't been all that playful in your relationship, and maybe it's time to change that up a little bit as well. So I think that kind of just goes along with it. So for those of you who wanted some advice on your love life, that's a good advice, is to be more playful in it. We got Oracle Spheres here. I want to pull one to see if there's just another word here that might be useful to you. We've got friends. Okay, well, I have to pick that up later. Okay, so it said friends, and that's really kind of interesting too, because the Three of Pentacles, a lot of times, threes deal a lot with community and community effort. And then we've got the Two of Swords, where they're kind of in a stalemate, so maybe it's time for them to make and be friends. So I feel like it's time for you guys to rely on your friends and utilize your friendships, because we've had this in several readings recently, where at least one pile where the advice has been to rely on your community and your friends and the people around you. And I kind of think that might be a message here in this reading as well, because changing things up sometimes is really hard in our lives. And so if we utilize our friendships and our communities to do that, then that will help us along the way. So don't forget that you have that community and that they do exist and that you can get that. Let's pull a few charms here too, just to see if there's any other little messages here. Got a few. Okay, we got Brave, and we got the King of Swords twice. That's the second time both of those kings have come up in the same reading. That's weird. Because I didn't even know I had two kings of the same one in here. The King of Swords, he's full of discipline and morals and reason and that kind of thing. But the Swords cards also deal with going out and being daring and assertive and independent and that kind of thing. And so I feel like that's kind of where that's where the brave comes in, is be brave, follow your dreams. It's time to change things up. It's time to work through new things. And I feel like that's, the message you all need to hear, is it's time to be brave and do that. And then we also have a P, which might mean something specific for some of you guys. We have the love. So know that there's love out there. Know that that exists, and that you haven't lost that love. And then we also have the Rocking Horse, which is another youthful energy again. So with those two kind of being together, I just kind of reinforces the love card for you guys, that getting back your youthful energy, your youthful spirit is important. And that's kind of important for your whole life, I think, not just for your romantic life. Because with the Coffin card here, I feel like some of you guys are feeling very old, very decrepit, very run down, kind of at the end. And so it's time to kind of swing back around now with your Wheel of Fortune and get your youthful energy back and deal with that youthfulness a little bit more, instead of the downtrodden, things are just going, by the wayside kind of thing. So I feel like, it's the whole point of your reading is change and moving forward and flipping things around from the way things are right now. So that's the main message. And then, of course, there's specific messages depending on, whether it dealt with your health or with your love life or with work or other things. So, but that's the main message, is it's time to change things up. It's time for things to come to an end. It's time for things to renew and start the new beginning, the wheel of the year. It's time to renew things again. So there you go. All right, that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please give it a thumbs up. Please share with your friends and family. Leave me some comments. I'd love to hear those. Check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different ones out there that might be interesting to you. Might give you some other future guidance and maybe some other messages from Spirit that might be useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 3, welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the word hope on that pile. We have messages from your future self here. We have a romance oracle card that we'll look at later in case there's some messages about your romantic life. And let's just see what our messages are here. We got Man, the Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands again, okay, the Four of Swords, wow, okay, the Five of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Wow, I got some stuff that just kind of came through just really fast as I was pulling the cards. So sometimes that's useful when that happens, when it's that quick. Okay. With these cards, what I was getting right off the bat with the imagery and with some of the other things here is it's time to take a rest. It's time, or that your rest period is almost over, okay? That either you're in if you're in rest mode right now, if you've been resting up for a while, you've been kind of retreating from the world and you've done that kind of thing, now it's time to get out of that, which we'll talk about here in a second. Or it's time to take a breather, rest and relax, reflect, go back in so that you can come forward soon. Okay, so I do feel like the coming forward soon is happening in either case, whether you're in the resting mode or whether you need to go into the rest mode, because I don't think the rest mode needs to last more than 2-3 weeks. That kind of feeling there. But it's interesting because we have the Man and the Hermit. When those came up together, I just kind of saw almost like the same energy of old man tired, old man ready to take a break from the world, ready to just kind of sit back a little bit. And then when we got the Nine of Pentacles, which is, you know, basically the hard work is done, you know, they're finishing up things, they're ready for the party that's coming forward soon. That's a finishing up kind of energy. And then we also had the Four of Swords, which is very much time to rest, relax, take a break from everything that's happened, energy. So all of that kind of just showed me that it's time to do that. So if you haven't been doing that, if you've been working really hard, you've been doing other things. I also kind of got that with the Five of Cups as well, because, you know, once again, he's kind of in a reflective mood and noticing what he's lost and that kind of things. But I just kind of, all of those cards just kind of screamed out to me, rest, relaxation, time to do that. Now, like I said, if you're in that mode and you've already done that for a while, or you just started that, know that, okay, that's good. I'm glad you started it, because your future self wants you to know that, yeah, that's the right track. If you haven't started yet, you need to do it, because I think you guys are in that mode now where that needs to happen, okay? But what's great that comes out right after that, though, is we have lots of different pentacle cards here. First of all, we have two Aces of Wands, which are new beginnings. Aces are always new beginnings, new starts. And I love how we have the two different ones. We have the traditional one where a hand is coming out of the sky and offering you something, and, you know, they're going to be giving you something. And then we also have the one where it's planted in the ground. It's got the maypole type ribbons, the fiery, you know, fire fairy kind of there with it, and the sun shining on it. So both of those energies are very positive. They're very much of celebratory time. It's time to get back out into life again. It's time to come back from our breather rejuvenated, revitalized. New opportunities are coming your way. You're going to feel, you know, vim and vigor again, that kind of energy. So And it's interesting that we had 2 of them here, because I feel like some of you are in the resting mode now, some of you are heading into it or should head into it. And so then we have the 2 different energies here. One where come out very, youthful, rejuvenated, and then the one where things are being offered to you. So it's interesting how we have 2 different energies for the Ace of Wands, but basically is that when you guys come out of this rest rejuvenation period, do know that opportunities are going to be there. You're going to feel more rested, more invigorated. Okay, your passions are going to be reignited, basically. Okay, your ideas are going to be, and that's where hope comes in too. Because sometimes, if we're at the moment of despair, like in this card, we need hope. We need to look at hope and be very hopeful, because you're on your way to this new beginning here. And then we've got the 2, 4, and Queen of Pentacles. And those are just very positive energies. First of all, we got the 2 and 4, which are kind of balanced energies, which I like. The 4 also deals a lot with our home life and dealing with energies at home. And so I do think that that's something you guys need to be dealing with is your home. You need to be meditating at home. You need to be relaxing at home. You need to hole up at home. You need to regroup at home, that kind of thing. Also, the 2 energy usually has to deal with another energy, our partners, our people we care about, but I also kind of get a family feeling here. So it's time to regroup with your family. It's time to do things with them. I'm getting very much a family, home-oriented vibe here, and that you need to draw in with your family. Some of you guys may have experienced some troublesome losses recently, and that might be why you need to retreat or regroup or get things back again. And so relying on your family and working with them, I think, is important to help with that. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, which, the queens, they're the ultimate of their suit. The kings and queens are just, they're above it all. They've reached it. And they're very generous, caring, sensible. They're homebodies. Because, see, I really feel like that's kind of the energy you guys need to be in right now, is a homebody. If you've started doing that, I still don't think it's time for it to end yet. I think you still need to do that. If you haven't started it yet, I think it's very important that you do so, because I think it's time for you to rejuvenate yourself. It's time for you to be that homebody, go in at home, because I almost feel like the Queen of Pentacles kind of represents you guys in this reading, and that you're a very caring spirit, and maybe you've been giving and giving and giving and giving, and now it's time to kind of pull in that energy back again and kind of work on yourself a little bit. It's time to do that right now and focus on you, your family, your home, retreat at home, those kinds of energies. But do know that by doing that, you do have some newer energies coming forth here that's useful. New opportunities, you're going to get your vim and vigor back, you're going to feel more youthful, those kinds of energies. So just know that by doing that, that's a really good thing. Let's look at our Love Oracle card here. Okay, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Okay, so if some of you guys are needing some information about your love life, or I kind of almost feel like this is, even though it's a Love Oracle card, I almost feel like this just has to do with, once again, retreating back with your family, with the children here. I see this as, going back with your family again, holding up in your house, doing those things. But it could mean in your love life as well, since it was a Love Oracle card. So those of you who are needing some advice in your love life, just, kind of pay attention to that, because I think that might be something there for you. Okay, I want to pull one Oracle sphere to see if there's just one word out there that is something to tell you guys. Dance. Oh, I like that. Dancing reminds me of this card here. I see kind of celebration and dancing and doing that. So I kind of see that goes along with getting your youthful energy back, or just any energy at all back, because you have to have some energy to be able to dance. And I just see that is coming forward for you. That it's time. It's time that once you get past the rest, relaxation, pulling in mode, that now it'll be time to dance and celebrate, and there will be things to celebrate, basically, because dancing is a celebration type of mode for me. At least that's the way I think of it. I'm going to pull a few charms here, see if we have a few messages. Oh, well, we have the wheat penny, which to me always kind of means good things in business, finances, and, those kind of energies. Oh, and we got the two little feet here. These always remind me of like children's like footprints that you get for like when you have a new baby, and that kind of thing. And so for some of you, I think this might have to do with children, or maybe wanting children and so forth. So keep that in mind. I'm going to say this because it's what came to me, and I don't know if it's going to mean anything to you guys, but I think a few of you guys might get this message. I almost see that maybe there was a miscarriage or a stillbirth or some other losing of a child, and I see this as it came through as them just kind of shouting out to you to let you know that they're there, and that they see you, and that they're with you, and that they're still there. So for some reason that came through, and I really felt like I needed to say it. So for anybody that was what that's for, there's the message for you, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I know what that's like. It is very difficult, and that might be the reason some of you guys needed this break or this time back, or to cut back. So for those of you that applies to, just see that as a message for you that they're there, that they see you, and that they're there, and they're with you, and have hope that you'll still be able, if it was a miscarriage and you still want children, that you'll still be able to do so. Okay, so that was just a specific message there. Sometimes it's hard for me to say messages like that because I know they're not for everybody who's in the reading, but I really feel like I need to when they come through like that. We also had the warrior, which to me, I think if you are dealing with a loss or something that's really kind of drug you down, just have that warrior spirit. Just be able to follow through with that and be able to do that. And that's kind of just what I'm seeing there. We also have the Two of Cups, which is very much a loving energy. I almost see that going along with the 2 feet up here as well. The twos are coming together, and then the cups is a loving energy, so I just kind of see those together. It takes a big heart to teach little minds. Okay, so we have the little feet and the little minds. So you guys, that's just a message for those of you who are working with your children, dealing with other people's children. That's just kind of a specific message there for you guys, that you guys have that heart and that soul that it takes to do that. Because we also have the Queen of Spades energy, which, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Spades kind of brings out a little bit more of that giving things. With the Swords energies, they're very much direct and honest and hardworking kind of people. And then you had the Pentacles, which are very much full of compassion and warmth and kindness and healers and support. And so well, the cups anyway, the pentacles are generous anyway. And so I feel like that's where you guys are generous souls, and honest in principle. But the one over here, the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like was you guys, and the Queen of Swords, I feel like is maybe just the energy that is needed right now of being honest, objective, give things perspective. I think by going back and resting, you'll be able to see things in better perspective. So I see this more as the energy that is out there right now and that you need to work with. Okay, I hope these messages were very useful to you. They were very useful for me, actually, but I'm hoping they were very useful to you. Please give the video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and check out all of our other videos on the channel. We have lots of different ones that might interest you, including how to read tarot, other pick-a-pile readings, and card deck flip-throughs where we look at the different card decks. May the stars guide your path, and we'll see you in future readings. Bye-bye. Okay, pile 4, welcome to your reading, and you guys are the ones that had the word fly on your deck. And remember, this is messages from your future self, so it's just things that you'd like to help you get through this time right now, whatever it is you're going through. And we have a romance oracle I'm going to put off to the side, and we'll check out a little bit later, see if there's anything specific messages maybe dealing with your love life. And then let's see, take a look here. We have 22 Crossroads, number 10 Pentacles, number 10 the Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune, the 9 of Cups, my goodness, okay, the 2 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, or 8, I'm sorry, I said 9, the 6 of Cups, the Judgment card, the 6 of Cups again, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Wow. Well, I really feel like, and this has been kind of almost a semi-theme in a lot of the readings today, I feel like you guys are at a crossroads, basically. You know, the word's right there. You guys are at a time, and the 2 of Swords shows that as well. That's another crossroads card. It's another decision, maybe needing to know 2 different, paths to take. You have 2 different paths. You guys are at a crossroads right now, okay? And so hopefully we'll get some messages here to help you with that decision that you guys are, or maybe you're getting ready to come up to one. Maybe you guys aren't there yet, but maybe you're getting ready to come up to one, and maybe this is your future self trying to help you with that decision. Okay, so let's take a look here and see if we can find out a little bit more about this. We do have some energies here of things being complete or time to end things, because it was interesting how we had the 8 of Cups, which, he's done his work and now he's kind of moving forward and moving on. We have the 9 of Cups, where they finished their work and now they're celebrating. They got their family. The ladybug there kind of shows some luck maybe happening as well for some of you. But these are very much finishing up energies. And then we have the 10 of Cups, which is a finished energy. It is the final celebratory. You finished up everything and now it's time to end things. And so maybe something is coming to an end. You are finishing up something, so now you are at that crossroads now because something is ending, and so now you got to decide what you're going to do next. Okay, and the Wheel of Fortune shows that as well. First of all, it's another 10, which is kind of a completion energy, but it's also moving things forward, time to change things up a little bit, flip things around to the next season, and so that all has to do with that ending, beginning energy, things ending, things starting energy. And that's kind of where I see you guys are at the moment is you guys are at an ending energy. You're ending some things, but then you're also at a crossroads where you need to make a decision of where you want to go next. Okay. Now, hopefully, we can get some messages coming through that will help us know where to go next. Because so far, I'm not sure what those messages might be. But the Judgment card kind of went along with this as well. This particular Judgment card makes me see, okay, I'm ready to listen and, get your guidance, Spirit's guidance, basically, that I'm ready to release. And that's kind of with the Two of Swords as well. This particular Two of Swords, I always kind of see her as kind of meditating or trying to figure out the next direction by meditating. That's why she's blindfolded and she's sitting there. And I'm kind of seeing that with this Judgment card as well, that, and it's two tens together, it's a 20. So once again, we're at an ending cycle. I think you guys are getting ready to, or at a place where you're going to need to make a decision of where to go now because things are ending. This could be your job, probably is actually with a lot of you. It probably has a lot to do with your job or your work, or could be a relationship for some of you. Basically, it's just that you're at a crossroads now where it's time to make a decision. It's time to decide where you want to go. And I think the message that's coming through is listen to Spirit. Surrender yourself to that guidance that Spirit's going to give you. Okay? I know that's really hard sometimes. We want to be able to direct our own lives, and we want to be able to do that. Because this Knight of Cups, it's interesting. She's getting ready to shoot a bow and arrow, and she's got her wolves going out here. And Cups, once again, deals with our emotions and those kinds of energies, our relationships, our subconscious. So once again, I see this as getting information from our subconscious. Spirit will give us information. And the Knight of Cups is showing that. Because knights to me sometimes are messengers or ones who can bring forth messages to us. And in this case, because she's the one with the wolf here, I see the arrow as almost like messages. Because sometimes you think you can, Cupid would shoot arrows into people's hearts and they would get the message to love somebody, or flaming arrows across with a message tied to them, or a message with an arrow and it shoots across the way and it gets stuck to a board. So I see messages, and also with knights, sometimes they are the messengers. And so with this Judgment cardinal, I see that messages will be coming to you through your intuition, through your subconscious, through Spirit, okay? And that you need to surrender yourself to that. That it's time to get those messages that they're going to be sending to you. We have two Sixes of Cups, which is kind of interesting, because the Six of Cups so much have to do with going back into our youthfulness and our youthful energy, and a time period in which things were simpler, or longing to do that maybe. And maybe that's something that you guys maybe are feeling kind of old and tired, and because you're getting towards the end of something, so maybe you're wanting to get back that youthful energy again, or you're thinking of things, and that might be the crossroads. Is, do you go back or do you go forward? Do you go back to things the way they were, or do you go forward to something new and exciting? Moving on in life, time to turn the wheel to something new and different. This particular wheel is also kind of showing the desolateness of, things the way they were. So I'm thinking the message I'm getting right now is that you guys have a decision to make of whether to go back in the past whether to keep repeating the same thing over and over again or to move forward into something new and different and exciting. And I'm thinking the message is to move forward. Okay, because all of these energies of things coming to an end, I really feel like you guys don't want to go back to the past, because this is what the past looks like. It's not necessarily all that great. It's kind of desolate. But we do have a ray of hope here with, a new season right here coming forward. And I love this forward energy here of this. You have the two different Six of Cups. You got the children who are gathering things in their cups, or you have the wolf energy where he could fill his cup with something new. So once again, it's that double energy here of going to the past or going to the future. And I really kind of feel like for you guys, the future is more appealing because, I mean, look at this celebratory nature of future events. Even, that thing's coming to an end, but it's also a celebratory nature of, hey, things ended and we get to move on and we get to celebrate what we've done so far. But these guys aren't moving backwards, they're moving forward in life. They're you notice how in the 10 here, they're older couples celebrating, and it's a legacy card. It's, you move forward, you don't move backwards in life, because that road usually leads to stagnation and things not so great. Also with the 22 here, 22s are builders. They build things up, they move things forward. It's also twice of the 11, which is another magical number, but 22s are a very magical number in of themselves, and those are the builders. And I kind of see that it's time to build on things that you've learned from your past and move forward. So I think that's the message that's trying to come through here, is that you guys are at a crossroads and you have a choice to go left or right. You have a choice to go backwards or forwards, and I think forwards is the happier route. Okay, let's look at the romance angel card here in case this has something to do with romance. Stay optimistic about your love life. Okay, also the fly came through here as well with this other thing. Fly, move forward, lift up. So I kind of, don't just trot along the same old path, but go ahead and fly. You guys picked that word for a reason. So, okay, so positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So if you guys are in the romance department, things aren't going the way you wanted them to go, or you're hoping for that to happen, stay optimistic about that, because it looks like down the road could be something good coming that way. For those of you who that's not an issue for you, you're doing okay in your love life, then I don't think that message is for everybody in this reading. I think it's just for the people that aren't staying very optimistic about their love life, I guess, or want some more in their love life. We have some oracle spheres here. Let's pull a word here and see any other extra message. Teach. Okay, that makes perfect sense with these other cards that we have. Once we've reached a certain level of knowledge in our life about anything that we have knowledge about, anything we have experience with, it's a good idea to teach others about that. It's a good idea. First of all, we'll learn more ourselves by teaching it, and second of all, that's helpful to other people to impart our wisdom and our experience about things to others. And I kind of see that with this card here too, is, we have a family, doing their picnic thing or whatever, and, those guys would teach the youngsters about life and how to do things and that kind of thing. And so I feel like you guys are at a level where you can teach other people, I think youthful people in your life, either your children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, people down the street. Doesn't have to be children. It could be people of your age group, but it's a good idea to teach them about some of the lessons that you've learned with what you've gone through recently. And I think that that's kind of a cool thing here too, because I think, once again, that's going forward. Because if you teach people about what you've been doing rather than reliving it over and over again, that does move you forward. Let's pull a few things here. We've got a K, which might mean something. We have the French horn. We have dream, which I like. And there was a pile that was dream on it, so it might be useful for some of you guys. If you felt pulled to that pile, you might want to look at that. There might be something. Namaste, which is kind of the rest relaxation mode. Also just a greeting as well, but every journey starts with one step. You guys are on a new journey. You guys are starting a new journey, and that's kind of where the arrow comes in as well. It's pointing you in the right direction. It's a follow the right path kind of thing. The French horn, I think that goes along with the teach. Now, all of a sudden, with these two things in mind, I get the movie. I don't know if you guys have never seen it. It's worth watching, and if you don't want to watch it, just kind of get the idea of this plot a little bit in your head. But for those of you who have seen it, the movie is Mr. Holland's Opus. Okay, I kind of got that with Teach and with the French horn because of what the rest of the reading was about being at a crossroads and moving forward to your life. Mr. Holland's Opus, for those of you who haven't seen it, just basically deals with a man who was going through writing his opus. He was a musician, and he was writing this wonderful thing for a very long time, but it wasn't paying the bills. He needed to also get a job, and he became a music teacher. Okay, but he only did it because it was for money purposes, not because he really wanted to teach. And he ended up teaching and teaching for years and years and years and years. Okay. So what came of that, though, what the lesson of the movie really shows, I don't want to give up, because if you haven't seen it, it was really worth watching. But what I kind of see here, along with the rest of this here, is he got to a point in his life where he actually understood that the teaching part of his life was his grand opus, that he did accomplish something in his life just with all the students he had, and with the teaching that he was able to do, and the knowledge he was able to impart to these students. That, okay, he had a crossroads in his life. He had to decide, do I go and keep trying to do this opus, or do I do what I need to do over here? And he chose what he needed to do for his family. But it turned out to be a really good crossroad for him, because he actually was able to do something very wonderful with his life, even though he didn't realize that was what he was doing at the time. So I feel like you guys need to realize that at this moment in your life, that you've already accomplished something great, but that you don't need to go back to that. And that going forward, make the decision that you need to make for you and what you need to make. And I'm not saying, because, for some people, going off and teaching would not have been the right decision. He needed to go and create his opus, and do that thing for the world. So, and I think dreams are important when it comes to that. So don't give up on your dreams. He never gave up on his dream, by the way. He still continued to write and continued to do it. It just, he kept getting busy with other things and ended up not getting it done yet. But that doesn't mean he can't finish it. So for those of you, don't give up on your dreams. Don't feel like, well, I got to go do this now and, live real life and forget about what I was dreaming of. Don't do that. But do know that your life will have some purpose and some meaning if you follow a different path than what you've been following. Okay? So if that's how that meaning goes, I'm not sure if I'm getting my right meaning across, but maybe some of you guys need to go watch Mr. Holland's Opus. Maybe you'll pull something out of it that I'm not saying here. Or for those of you who have seen it, maybe you can pull something out of it that I'm not saying here. But I do feel like you guys are at this crossroads. You do need to make a decision on what to do, and dream your dreams. Don't forget your dreams. Those are all very important, and I don't want anybody to ever not do those. Um, and I think for some of you guys, that's what you need to do. You need to follow your dream. You need to make that one step forward to do that, and not keep going back into old patterns. So maybe that's the message here with Mr. Holland's Opus, is that he kept falling back into the old pattern of doing what he really didn't want to do, and he gave, he kind of set his thing aside because he got busy with life and he didn't do it. And so that goes back to falling into old patterns. You guys can make a decision to keep doing that, or you can make a decision to go forward as well. So maybe there's that kind of message here. So instead of the message that it worked out really, really well for him, and that was the right move for him, maybe that's not the right move for you guys. Maybe, or maybe it is the right move for you guys. So this is all individual. This is a very individualized reading. This is a very much follow your heart kind of reading, and follow the direction that you feel is the right thing to do. But basically, you have the choice of going down this path or the other path, and you need to follow your heart with that, and go with whichever route you feel like you really need to follow. You do need to go with your intuition on this. So your paths are to go along and go backwards and keep doing the same things over and over again, or to move forward. So that's your choices, and basically you need to make those choices based on what feels best for you and what you need to do. Okay, that's all I have today, and I really hope you like the reading. Please remember to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Also, leave comments in the comments section. All of those things are very, very, very useful to us, and we appreciate all of them, and it helps the channel grow. May the stars guide your path, and we'll see you in future videos. Bye-bye.